You know, there's two routes in this life where I'm from. Like, you play basketball or you go a different route. But not a lot of people see like a rough upbringing that shaped me to who I am today. And I'm thankful for all of that. The person I am, I just want to make sure I'm doing better than what I did before. So every piece that I'm putting out now, I'm thinking, how can I make it better than how I made it before? I try to make sure I have one of the best quality in Toronto, if not the best. When people think about Dreamworking, I want them to think about hope. The youth from my area, they look up to me. I won't stop until I get what I want. You know, that's the simplest way to put it. I won't stop until I reach that goal. It was first a mentality before it was a brand. Dreamworking was just my way of life. If you want a dream to work, you have to work on your dreams. That's where the name came from. It just came from my mentality and how I perceive things and how I envision myself in situations. I just always thought, like, if I had a dream, I wanted to make it work. That's where the name Dreamworking came from. The inspiration behind my clothes, my collection, is just life itself, like the world around us. I use everything as inspiration. It could be an object, it could be a person, it could be a place. For example, we'll talk about the moon. Moon phases are a big storyteller in my brand, and the reason I use the moon phases is because each phase represents a cycle. Each phase represents something that you need to do before you become a full moon. And I use that same theory when it comes to dream working. You gotta go through phases of each cycle in life before you can become a real dream worker. Before I even got into the game, I was doing research for 8 months. 8 months before I started my brand, and that was just solely based off just researching other designers, what they did right, what they did wrong, what could I do to do better than what they did. The main people I was inspired by were obviously Virgil, you know. Pharrell Williams is a big inspiration of mine. Nelson Mandela is also a huge inspiration of mine as well. Just the movements, like, because that's another thing I wanted to bring within my brand, a movement, not just a brand, but a way of life that people could think and move in a certain way. Like, there's a lot of inspiration. Like I said, like me, I'm a sponge. I want to know as much as possible. So I use everybody as inspiration.
Just walk me through some of the designs, some of the stuff that the people are going to get to see.
What's new about this collection is just more the color palettes I use. It's definitely different from last time because I've gained more knowledge in the fashion sense. So I understand materials better, I understand fit better, sizing. Those are key things that a lot of people might miss when they're creating clothes, and I missed it when I was first starting out. You know, like I had pants that were too short, pants that were too wide, pants that, you know, so I feel like now that I've learned the right sizing and how the human body is, that's what's gonna help me get to the next level, because people don't understand that size could really dictate how your brand can move and how your brand can be perceived. Even just the marketing side of it and how you show it to the world. You know, I'm also just working on that just to upgrade it. Like me, myself, the person I am, I just wanna make sure I'm doing better than what I did before. So every piece that I'm putting out now, I'm thinking, how can I make it better than how I made it before? I feel like what separates me from a lot of other brands is just my attention to detail. I use a variety of new colors that I just feel like matches the season, and my dedication to making sure that whoever is buying my clothes or whoever is wearing my clothes has the most great experience in a way. So I focus on client experience with events, quality. I try to make sure I have one of the best quality in Toronto, if not the best. Other than that, I just feel like I'm authentic to myself and I'm true to myself, so that's what separates me from any other brand. I just stay true to myself and make sure that I'm putting out the best work I could possibly put out. Growing up in an area where there was such bad, you know, influence of what to do wrong in life. So me trying to do something right obviously wasn't gonna be easy because my environment isn't right. The youth from my area, they look up to me. You know, there's two routes in this life where I'm from. Like, you play basketball or you go a different route. But not a lot of people see like a rough upbringing that shaped me to who I am today. And I'm thankful for all of that.
Do you think being from New York ties into what you do now here? Do you feel like you're bringing some of that hustle maybe, or?
As we know, New York's one of the fashion capitals of the world, right? So me going to New York and just picking up things that other people weren't picking up, that I feel like that gave me a lot of advantage when I was coming to Toronto making clothes. So, you know, just the style, the vibe, I use that as some of my inspiration to what I'm creating or how I what movement I'm trying to set in the city. You know, just being where I'm from and just seeing the things I've seen growing up and just wanting to make a change. You know, that's been something that's instilled into my brain since I was young, to just always wanting to make a change in wherever I'm at. So if I'm in New York, I wanted to make a change there. If I'm here, I want to make a change here. You know, I came from a lower income area. I didn't come from much, but you know, we made the best what we had. My mom, like, she's always been a hustler. Like, for her to do what she was doing from young, for her to just you know, leave her own country and just come to a different country and start a new life. That's always been one of my inspirations, just to see how she's able to adapt to change so quickly and just make the best of what we have. And that shaped me to who I am today because it built me as a man, you know, and those gave me life lessons that I don't feel like I could have gained from anywhere else. You know, just being able to just grind and hustle from a young age, I feel like that's also helped me doing what I'm doing today. Like, I won't stop until I get what I want. You know, that's the simplest way to put it. Like, I'm just a very dedicated person, and everyone that around me knows this. Like once I have a vision, or once I have something, a goal that I'm setting, I won't stop until I reach that goal.
What's the inspiration behind the colors that you pick?
So, as you know, yellow is my main color, and the reason that is my main color is because it resembles hope and happiness. So I just want that to be an offspring of what Dreamworking means. When people think about Dreamworking, I want them to think about hope, because the whole meaning behind the brand is for you to actually work on your dreams. You know, there's a lot of talented individuals in the city who have dreams, but they're just afraid to act on them. And with this brand, I'm just hoping that I could really show that dreams could work if you work hard. And yellow is just, it represents hope, and that's the reason I use yellow a lot.
How do you kind of like walk that tightrope where we can see a suburban kid wearing it, but we can also see somebody like who's a famous rapper wearing it, or an NBA player? How do you kind of manage that?
Yeah, but that was the first thing I was thinking about when I wanted to start the brand. How could I make it as like wide as possible where you could see anybody wearing it? And the way I did that was just mixing the streetwear side, but mixing a bit of luxury within it, so that people understand that it's not just streetwear, like it's luxury streetwear. Like you could wear it as everyday, or you could wear it going out. And you know, I just wanted to be as versatile as possible when I was making clothes.
Yeah. I also see that you created like a subcategory of it, ASOT.
Yeah.
Can you speak more to that?
So ASOT was basically just a way of me showing a deeper meaning behind the brand itself, Dreamworking. And for those who don't know, ASOT stands for a series of thoughts. And the name came from what a dream is. A dream is just a series of thoughts. Dreamworking is a moon, ASOT is the sun, and it balances each other, because you can't have a moon without a sun, and you can't have a sun without a moon. All of us have darkness around us, and it's within us and the light that we have it within ourselves to shine through the darkness and persevere and to still make our dreams work. A brand in 5 years or 10 years, I would definitely want it to be one of the top brands, not only in the city, but the world itself. You know, I have a big support system behind me, from my friends behind me, to my mom, to my sister, to everybody. Like everybody who buys my clothes, or who just understands the meaning behind the brand itself, are who I call my team. I feel like anybody that's a dream worker, if you're a dream worker, you're part of my team, you know? So you right there, you're part of my team.